You've got it tuned to KEXP listener-powered radio at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming worldwide at kexp.org. I'm Cheryl Waters, and I'm beyond delighted to welcome Brittany Howard and this magnificent band to the KEXP studios, playing tonight at the Moore Theater, and I have a feeling we are in for a treat. Welcome, everyone, and take it away. It's Brittany Howard live on KEXP, songs from the new album Jamie out on ATO Records, playing tonight at the Moore Theater here in Seattle, and so very happy to have this band here live in the KEXP studios today.
Judge to notice me. I just want judge to notice See, you don't know it well. I'm afraid to tell you how I really feel, or show you what I really mean when I say hello, or how I feel to watch you come and go. I just want George to notice me. I just want George to notice me. I just want George to notice me. George, yeah. See, I think if I got you alone, you could tell I'm being really sincere. I can't help the way that I was born to be. I ain't no little boy. I just want George to notice me. I just want George to notice me. I just want George to notice me. I just want George. Is it unnatural? Is it cool? I wanna tell you that I love you. Georgia, here you come.
That is magnificent. That is Georgia from the new album Jamie from Brittany Howard. Brittany, it is so wonderful to see you here, and what a band this is. An 8-piece band. That must be so fun to...
It feels powerful.
It sounds powerful. And this is a powerful record, and it feels incredibly personal. This is really just all you. You wrote this record, you play on the record, you produced the record. Can you talk a little bit about what this record means to you?
I think for everybody, it's such a wonderful gift to be creative in general. And making this on my own and making my own mistakes and not really deferring to anyone else what next note to put or what rhythm to use, that feels very fulfilling. And it means a lot to me. It's my baby in that respect. And I'm also telling my story on this record. And I think it's really cool when people connect to this because I understand that we must have something in common here. So it's been really beautiful going out with these guys and performing this music.
You just said that you're telling your story, and you've named this record Jamie after your sister. And can you tell me what are some of the ways that your sister shaped the person that you are today?
Yeah, I think when I was coming up, we didn't have like a lot of money and toys to play with. You know, we went outside and used our imaginations, which is pretty different, I think, than how kids live today. But there was a time when our imaginations was the things that got us outside and that just informed who we are. And so my sister, she was always a leader. She always told me what games to play. And she taught me how to draw and taught me how to play music, what music to listen to. You know, she just introduced me to creativity in general. And so I felt like since this was my first step on my own, I wanted to devote it to her. Even though the record's not about her, it's like we did it together, you know?
And your sister's not with us anymore, but she sounds like she's always on your mind.
Oh, yeah, always with me, really. Maybe not physically, but definitely spiritually, always with me.
Let's talk a little bit about what this record sounds like, because I'm aware of at least 3 bands that you've been in less than a decade: Alabama Shakes, Thunder Bitch, and Bermuda Triangle. And each of those bands has its own sound, its own life, and maybe shows different facets of who you are. And it makes me wonder how your experience in those bands shaped what you made here in this record.
I think with Thunder Bitch, it had a lot to do with me releasing my power. I wanted to feel really powerful, and I also wanted to go incognito. I wanted to be someone else, and that's what Thunder Bitch was. And I feel like being that person allowed me to be powerful. And then with Bermuda Triangle, I feel like I was allowed to be more vulnerable because I had to focus more on songwriting and being stripped down and finding out how to get better at songwriting. And so I think all of that made me more courageous to do something on my own. Like, okay, I'm ready now. I think I can write my own songs and make my own parts and choose my own sounds and choose my own words. And that's what brought me here.
Do you feel like you are the kind of person who allows yourself to make mistakes and roll with that and learn from that? Does that work into the recording process at all, or the producing process?
Definitely. I think the mistakes are the best parts of a record. Those are the things I remember the most about records, especially like Black Sabbath, Paranoid, you know, when the drummer misses a beat, you can hear it. Those are magical moments to me because, yeah, they're great musicians. We look up to them, but they still have flaws. And so that's where I can connect to music, is within those mistakes.
What's one of the songs that just kind of jumps to mind or sticks with you that was kind of fun to produce on this record or brought you something unexpected?
I think a song like Goat Head, which is on my record, was really unexpected. It's a song about my mother and father and them having their relationship, which is an interracial relationship in Alabama in the early 80s, and how hard that was for them, and especially a certain incident that happened that my family doesn't talk about, and it always stayed with me. And so I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to bring it to light. And so I think that was really unexpected. I didn't plan on singing about something like that when I went to the studio.
How was it to sing about that for the first time on stage?
You know, it's weird because people were dancing to it.
Okay.
But it's one of those songs, like every once in a while you get a song that's real tragic and sad, but you just want to dance to it, like Patches, the song Patches. It's like, it's sad, but it's got a groove. And it kind of makes you think. It's kind of meditative in that way, where it's repeating itself, and so you really get in there and get into the story.
There's a lot of sounds across this record: funk, soul, psychedelic, jazz. Did you know at the outset what you wanted Jamie to sound like?
No. I think that's why it's a little bit all over the place. It's just whatever I'm into. I just grab that and go with that. I think I learned the way my creativity works is I can't stop and think, well, what do I want this to be? Because once I start thinking too hard about what I want, it don't come to me naturally.
You have an incredible group of musicians supporting you on stage right now. Did you have anybody that inspired you working with you in the studios?
Well, yeah, everyone I work with in the studios. Nate Smith over here, I was inspired working with him. I was inspired working with Zach Cockrell. I was inspired working with Lloyd Buchanan. Everyone really inspired me because they're so good at what they do. And they breathe the music and they emote the music instead of just technically going after it. And I really appreciate that.
You just played that song, Georgia, which was so wonderful. And I heard that at least the name of that was inspired by Georgia Ann Muldrew, who you're now on tour with. Mm-hmm. And what is it like to come full circle and be on tour with her and singing that song?
It's so wonderful. The whole song just started because I was reading an article and it was about Georgia Ann Muldrew and how many different people she's worked with, how many different projects she's produced. And I thought, that's so cool. Everything she works on, I love. I wish she would notice me. That's how the song started. It was strictly just about Georgia Ann. She's my hero. Will you please? I wish you knew I existed. I wish you knew I existed. And then it turned into, once I sat down, I was like, oh, you know what there's not enough love songs about? There's not enough gay R&B love songs. At least that I know of. Maybe I don't know a lot of music, but I'm just saying. I wrote it because I never heard it, so it transformed. But now I'm on the road with Georgia Ann Muldrow. I'm learning so much. Like, she's such an inspiration, and she's such a wonderful person to be around. And the shows are just so magnificent night after night.
That must just feel so wonderful. And I bet you she's fangirling over you as well.
It's mutual. We're sisters now, yeah.
Nothing better than that. I know you took a big cross-country journey, and now you're living in Taos. Is that right? Still there?
That's right.
And I'm curious, it sounds like artistically and creativity, you're kind of restless. I don't know if that's the right description, but you're just always moving creatively and jumping around and challenging yourself. And it sounds so peaceful where you live. I'm wondering, do you feel like settling and nesting in, or you can't say? You'll maybe be putting your...
I can't wait to move.
Okay.
I do this like every few years. I'm like, I gotta get out of here and go somewhere else. And I don't know, maybe that's just how I am. You make me sound like some sort of worker bee, but really I just get bored. I just, maybe restless is a better word, but it's really like if I'm not working, I don't know what my purpose is. So it's kind of torturous. I have to be doing something or I feel like I'm wasting time.
Well, I know you're just embarking on this tour with Jamie, and we haven't been able to enjoy these songs for long enough yet, so I feel bad asking you this, but since you talk about always working, always moving forward, do you think about what's next, or are you just living in the moment?
I'm trying to live in the moment. I'm trying to practice doing that because I don't want to miss everything and rush into the next thing. You know, I've learned a little bit in my 31 years. Try to look around, smell the roses. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying everybody in the band, and everything they have to bring. I'm learning from all these guys, and I'm really having a good time.
That makes me happy to hear, and I'm glad to hear you're living in the moment. I work on that every day myself.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Brittany Howard and her band live here in the KEXP studios. Tonight they play at the Moore Theater, and they are sharing songs from their new album, Jamie. And I think you're going to play He Loves Me next.
I'd love to.
But we Christians ought not ever intentionally miss church.
Don't go to church anymore. I know he still loves me. I know he still loves me when I'm smoking blunts. Loves me when I'm drinking too much. Loves me when, oh yeah, he loves me when I do what I want. He loves me. He doesn't judge me. Yes, he loves me.
Listen, brothers and sisters, when my soul is weary, I need peace.
I don't need to know why, 'cause I know what love means. I don't need forgiveness.
And I said to my friend who was visiting with me the other day, he gonna live longer than me and you. Cause he ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing.
I know he still loves me when I'm smoking blunts. Loves me when I'm drinking too much. Loves me when, oh yeah, he loves me when I do what I want. He loves me. He doesn't judge me. Yes, he loves me.
Some happiness does not come from your opinion of their God.
It's Brittany Howard live on KEXP, songs from the new album Jamie. Got one more?
We got one more, fellas?
I think so. Good.
Come what may, I have you today, and I don't want tomorrow. It's promises, oh, it's end. 'Cause what's this world without you and me? You make me feel just like this little kid. What's this world got without your smile? You make me feel so bright and by doing nothing, I notice something will I do, and I've always wanted more of just about everything. But what's this world without you and me? You make me feel just like this little kid. What's this world got without your smile? You make me feel so. What's this world, you and me? You make me feel just like this little kid. What's this world got without your smile? You make me feel so bright and
Absolutely fabulous. Brittany Howard live on KEXP, the new album Jamie. Amazing. Go out and get it. It's on ATO Records. Thank you so much for coming in and bringing this wonderful band.
Thank you so much for having all of us.
You're always welcome. Thanks to all of you. You've got it tuned to KEXP Seattle. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Thank you.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.